Just a quick note, every year Adobe releases a handful of updates to Adobe After Effects, and this usually takes place in the fall. And when they do that, I will update this course. So since I've launched this course, I've added several lectures to the course that say update in the title, and then the year that that update was released. And so those will be sort of bigger, fuller tutorials about the updates. I'll also include later in this video just a brief rundown of some of the other updates that are more recent that don't require a real tutorial on how to use it. If anything we go over in this video is confusing to you, it's probably best just to continue with the course, and you should be fine, and maybe come back to this video if there's a specific thing you're wondering about, or if there's something different in your version of After Effects than what you're seeing. In general, though, what you do in After Effects will be 99% the same, whether you're using the 2016 version, the 2020 version, or a version in the future. And if there are any major changes to the application, I'll make sure to either have a new lesson or recreate the course from scratch. But for now, I feel confident that no matter what version of Creative Cloud you are using, you should be able to be fine, and you'll still be able to learn how to use After Effects with this course. That being said, there are some new releases for CC 2020 that I am excited about. A lot has to do with just the performance of After Effects, the speed at which you are working with in the program, and I'm going to dive into my top ones right now. The first one is preview and playback performance improvements. Basically, what this means is that you'll be able to play your video footage in real time. Before, especially if you're using higher resolution footage like 4K footage, or even if you had a slower computer and you were using 1080p footage, if you just went to your timeline and you had some video footage on there and you pressed the space bar, it wouldn't really play back in real time, and it might even just play a few seconds before it had to pause and render. Now, After Effects should be able to play most footage just like any typical video editor. You can watch and play back in real time. Now, of course, depending on how many effects you're adding and how fast your computer is, it might still be a little bit slower than a typical video editor, but this is definitely something that I'm super excited about. So again, if you're watching this and you're like, well, I don't know how to add video to my project, I don't know what the timeline is, don't worry, we're going to cover all of this in the actual course. My next favorite improvement is grouping in a shape layer. So this will just improve and speed up your workflow. Sometimes you're creating a shape, and this is just my abstract art, but here we have this shape layer, and it has 6 different shapes within it. Before, you could create a very intricate shape and have all these layers and have no real way to organize. So now we can actually select multiple layers, right click and choose group shapes, and we can do that again with the rectangles. And now when we twirl down our group options, we actually have a transform property for the group. So now we can just move this entire group of shapes more easily and adjust anything we want, scale, opacity, so that it's just a better way of working with shape layers. So I think that's pretty cool, but maybe I'm just an After Effects nerd. The other major changes for the CC 2020 version include new enhancements to the templates, the graphic templates editor or creator. You can now have drop-down menu controls and multiple lines of text. There's a tutorial later in this course on how to create motion graphic templates, which you would then use in an application like Adobe Premiere Pro. And this is a great way that you can speed up your own workflow or create templates even to sell. Or if you are using templates, this is a good skill to understand. So that's one update for CC 2020. And then another one is the content aware fill option, which again, we have a tutorial later on in this course about it. but it just has improvements like speed. It'll be a little bit faster, and this is basically how you can remove unwanted objects from video itself. And as you can see here, I'm on the Adobe website, and it's best if you follow Adobe as well, especially in the fall. You'll notice that they release, or whenever they release, a new version of 2020 through the Creative Cloud app, or just by going to their website, you can see all of their improvements or updates. Nothing super major here for 2020, except for the ones I mentioned earlier on, which still aren't that big. But as always, it's nice to have little improvements here and there, especially with improving the speed and performance. So like I mentioned, if you are in this class and you are using the 2020 version, great. If you're using an older or a newer version, great. If there are updates to things, you might see an updated lesson that says CC 2020 update or CC 2019 update or whatever it was when that update was released. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you. In another one.